A thread by Soul War. A new black criminal rises to be used as a prop for more rioting by lawless Marxist zombie hordes. Say his name. How about no? Stop killing us. He's not dead. All cops are bastards. Yeah, especially the ones trying to arrest you. Am I right? Here's the video. Jacob Blake. I'm not even going to play it. He was reaching for something in his car. They shot him to protect themselves. Yeah, no, MSM. We're ready for you now. After Trayvon Martin and that oh-so-gentle giant Mike Brown, we already knew you were rotten to the core. Then came George Floyd and 87 nights of rioting and counting to add insult to injury. Critical body cam footage withheld to deny context. Let's look at these photos real quick. Back in 2013, you remember Trayvon Martin. Well, here's Trayvon Martin at age 12. Isn't he sweet? Now, here's the Trayvon Martin that attacked George Zimmerman. This is the hands up, don't shoot scumbag imposter who gaslit the world into destroying itself. And then, of course, there's George Floyd, who in fact was in the middle of a fentanyl overdose. Brent continues. The Rayshard Brooks shooting happened over a month after the death of Floyd, and the Marxist agitators immediately descended to reap their political capital off of a completely justified shooting. Truth no longer matters. Then, an 8-year-old black girl is murdered by the NFAC. Her name was Secoria Turner. NFAC stands for Not Fucking Around Club. They set up an illegal roadblock near the burned down black-owned Wendy's, where Brooks was killed by Atlanta PD. When Turner's mom tried to drive around it, at least one of the NFAC militia opened fire, killing her. The mainstream media, of course, buried the story. It didn't help the cause. You see, what cause? The Marxist insurrection being launched to end Donald Trump's presidency since the Democrats' impeachment and a Chinese Communist Party launched pandemic failed to do it. Democrat governors and mayors are all now openly complicit in stoking these riots. They're not even hiding it anymore. As I've stated repeatedly, the city of Portland releases every single rioter quickly. It's part of their strategy. Follow Andy No at Mr. MR Andy NGO, and you'll see dozens of mugshots every day from the previous night's shooting. Every single one of them says, quickly released. The Democrats are trying to goad President Trump into sending in the military so they can foment a Kent State 2.0 and finally get rid of him. Trump simply won't fall for it, so now they escalate even further, having their organizers send Antifa into residential neighborhoods. The number of violent rioters who are actually attacking the police and causing all of the property damage is tiny. 85% of the mob is there to provide cover and record any police response as a cop riot upon peaceful, innocent protesters. 300 jailings in Portland, and you're done. HSI and Governor Kate Brown had made a deal that the federal teams stay inside the courthouse and that Oregon State Police would secure the perimeter. So, Portland DA Mike Schmidt refused to charge anyone the state police arrested. So the state police left Portland. Do you see it yet? 88 plus nights of rioting in some of America's major cities as Democrat governors and mayors stoke the flames in a mad game of escalation with President Trump. Lunacy. Americans hate rioters. If President Trump doesn't take the bait, Dems are screwed. Here comes the mainstream media to the rescue. Come on, Kenosha. You gotta do it for us. Burn, loot, destroy. Trump's gotta move in now. No, he won't. Trump has stated again and again, it's the job of the governors and mayors to restore order. If Mayor Antaramian and Governor Evers can't or won't do it, they need to ask Trump for help. This is key. Mayor Lightfoot, Chicago, Governor Pritzker, Illinois, Mayor Wheeler, Governor Brown, Portland and Oregon, respectively, Mayor Durkan and Governor Inslee, Seattle and Washington, respectively, are all determined to force President Trump to send in a federalized National Guard or the regular military without their permission. Then they can have their Kent State 2.0. Come on, Trump, do it. We're waiting. Weeks go by as the violence against police and shootings escalate, with the bug-eyed freak running Chicago and stating she and her city are fine, don't need Trump's interference. They're getting people killed as they try to goad Trump into their trap. Tim Pool is right. Get out, because the federal cavalry ain't coming. President Trump respects federalism. He won't go in unless asked, and Democrats can't ask for troops and then foment a loss of life event to get Trump. So here we are. Impasse as the lawlessness increases. Become ungovernable is their mantra. Their threat is implicit. Vote Biden and the chaos ends. Or else. I picture President Trump shrugging and sipping a Diet Coke in the Oval Office. He's probably a bit sad and angry at the chaos, lawlessness, and violence, but he's not a king. These insaniacs were voted into office. Right now, the dirtbag mainstream media and social media are hyping the living fuck out of their newest hero's shooting. I'm waiting for the facts and context as they enable rioting and violence against police. There's no point in engaging the left with reasoned debate. They simply don't care. We'll be screamed at and lectured for things we have no control over by people living in a completely different reality from us. Well, the good news is that their reality is imploding as ours is growing stronger. After Trump is reelected, this lunacy will fade. From Andy No. You're thieves, Asian people stealing black culture once again. A strong black Muslim woman went inside the new trap tea business in Aurora, Colorado on Friday and confronted the staff. A black customer tries to defend the business and is called a racial slur by her. President Trump is immunizing Americans against the radical left and their vile new religion by forcing Americans in deep blue cities to realize just what a direct threat Democrats are to the safety of them and their families. They're playing with their lives every day. Remember this photo op? The vile mainstream media excoriated Trump at every opportunity over it, gassing peaceful protesters who set a historic church on fire. They even attacked Attorney General Barr over it months later. It really flamed their butts. Why, though? Because Trump was sending a message. They have been sending this message since day one of Trump's presidency, and he was sending it back. Faith and family will be defended by this president. Rage! As I am writing this thread, what's the #1 trend on Twitter? #TrumpChaos. Perfect. They are failing. Americans are sick of these deranged and violent freaks as the mainstream media piles on and frames every new police shooting as their next George Floyd to justify their violence. Their Marxist revolution is dying before our eyes. So much is happening under the radar as the Democrats wait for Trump to falter. He's building momentum. During October, they'll be tossing shitty Japanese-style hand grenades from World War II that they'll misthrow or will fail to explode as Trump drops precision, evidence-backed MOABs on their wailing heads. Simply put, they're doomed. When they launch their carefully planned and scripted riots on November 4th, President Trump, Attorney General Barr, and Secretary of Defense Esper will move so fast and so decisively, it will shock everyone. They know who the troublemakers are. Think Operation Legend times 20 for 20 days. Trump's got this. Whoops. Why does it have to do this? There we go. Trump's got this. By 2022, America will be back on track as the radical lunatics are socked away in federal prison, the Democrats will be neutered and fading from office, and the agendas they tried to force upon us either way. The Pax Americana will take hold, and Trump will be its honored herald. To support the works of Brent Cates, you can donate any amount here, paypal.me/Brent Cates. Thanks for listening, and remember,
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.